Good day to you, fellas. Okay, so welcome back. What I plan on doing today on the VMX 1200 or the VMax. Once again, it's a 2003 Yamaha VMax. I bought this thing non-running. It is, I believe, I mean, I know that it was the absolute cheapest VMAX that you could find on the internet in my area, actually in my entire province. However, with that being said, what we're doing today is we're going to start off, we're going to remove the airbox. We're going to remove some of this stuff. We're just going to start disassembling some of the stuff. Number one, I got to get at the carburetors. So the carburetors need to come out. So on the other agenda as we go, the rear fender, the front fender, they have to come out as well. So we're going to have I'm going to also get the borescope at one point. We're going to go into each cylinder, check all of that out, check the health. We are going to take a look at the valves, the clearances. So, but that's probably not going to happen today, as again, first step and first things first, we're just going to start disassembling. So here we go. Okay, fellas, so it looks like I had a little bit of a corrupt file, so I'm just going to go over and part of this. So you see me and like breaking the carburetors from these. I've went ahead and undid all of the little screw clamp things all the way around, lifted the carburetor, all of this, which belongs up here. All of that came off, and I went ahead and I wrestled the carburetors out this side. Okay. Now, went ahead and I brought the carburetors, brought them on the bench. Got one of these things, a little oil pan, put the carburetor in there, and went ahead and gave the outside a good clean. The cleaner it is, the easier it becomes to, number one, work on. Number two, you're less likely to get a little bit of cross-contamination or dirt and debris and that kind of stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to split these carburetors, these two bank of twos. So we're going to split those. We're going to remove the bowl. We're going to clean everything, the tops, the bottoms, and we'll get into that. We're also going to show you the air fuel mixture screw and what we got to do with the air fuel mixture screw to number one, get access if you don't have access to it. So we're going to be going through that. So without anything else, like I said, this one here, I've already went ahead and I put it on the bench and I've cleaned it. Unfortunately, my file for all that was corrupt. So now we're like me wrestling it out of the bike, bringing it over. And all I did was just spray the outside, got in there with a little brush on all the pieces and just sprayed everything down so that just to avoid any garbage from getting in, or as you separate, you just don't want any more of the dirt, the debris, the sand, the dust, whatever it is that you got. You don't want it getting into the carburetor. So I've went ahead and cleaned out the outside as best I could. And now we're going to go and separate it, and let's go in. I'm going to do the one carb complete, and then you would just have to do the repeat to all of the other ones. Okay. So with that, we can go ahead and with a good little flathead screwdriver, you can go ahead and you can pull this one here out. This here is probably the easiest one for you to see or to get at, I guess you could say. So okay. And we just pull it out. Okay. Have a good look, and it's the I don't know if it's gonna focus or not, but it's the orifice that we want to take a look at. Get yourself some carb cleaner or whatever, and let me get my little catch can. And all I'm going to do is just spray it out, make sure that everything is nice and clean. Okay. And you can, if you want, you can go and give that a little spray, and there we go. So you can go and do that on all fours before you even break anything apart. I will do all that later. Now what we want to do is go ahead and break these components down. One of the things is, and I'm going to flip this carburetor over. Okay. The throttle linkage between the two banks of two, okay, you're going to have to remove this, and you're also going to have to remove this choke linkage. Okay. Why I flipped it over is because it's easier to get at these ones than from this side, as opposed to trying to get in there on the other side. Okay, so, and it works a little bit easier, in my opinion, when you flip it over and you remove this guy from right here and this guy. Okay, the throttle linkage from the two banks. There's a little clip that you pull out. This one here is actually very manageable. The one for the choke is extremely small, and you're more than likely going to need a smaller screwdriver. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to see if we can get right in there, and let's see if I can position. A little flashlight sometimes works, just so that you can see it just a little bit better. This one here is really small. Okay, so I went ahead and I lost the darn thing. So, I may have to get a new one of those. Okay. So, if you can see, that is actually really small. We're going to pop that aside so that we don't lose it. There's also a little nylon washer, or it appears to be nylon. Now this should just slide right off. Okay. Now what we're going to do is just see if we can spot or locate the clip, and of course not. It's probably in my neighbor's garage by now. So with that said, the next thing that we want to do is we want to remove these guys here. Okay, so you've got 4. Okay, here, don't forget you're going to have to undo the fuel, one of the fuel hoses that connects the two carbs. Okay, so that is definitely something that has to be done. So get yourself a nice screwdriver that is good enough to get in there, and okay. All right. So with that done, okay, now we can go ahead and just remove all those screws. Oh, I did find it. Here's the one. And again, I don't know if you guys can see that. but how small that little circlip is, or whatever, how small that really is. So, oh, I'm happy I found that. Okay, now what it is, I'm going to swap these over. Okay, and I'll tell you why here in a sec. Okay, this is the one right here that we just went ahead and cleaned. So this is the one that this is the carburetor that I want to start on, and we'll go through the whole process of with this carburetor. So we want to go ahead and remove the float, or the bowl. All right, so you want to take a look and inspect the bowl itself. Make sure that you have no debris in there. Okay, that's just my dirty fingers. Okay, once you're here, okay, this here is the float. Because they're a flat, carburetor, that's why the float is this way. Okay, so you actually, if you were doing a complete tear down and all of that good stuff, you would go ahead and remove everything from this. We're close, but we're not quite there yet. Okay, so one of the things that you want to do is you want to go ahead and check all of these. If it can be unscrewed, you want to go ahead and take a look at it. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to go straight into here. Okay, and again, what it is that we're checking is the orifice, and go ahead and spray a little carb cleaner. Just make sure that there's no obstructions anywhere in there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to put this back. Now, this washer, okay, has a distinctive way that it goes on. So the rounded surface goes to the top. Now, this is where the needle goes in. Okay, so what I'm doing is let me show you on the other side maybe. So all I'm doing is bringing that needle down. Okay, and I'm going to spray some carb cleaner into the hole while I hold that needle down. Okay, we're going to inspect the needle a little afterwards. Okay, and that actually seems to be working very well. Now, you don't want to be too forceful with these, okay, because they are a soft brass. Okay, so right now I have good confidence that everything here is working the way that it should. Okay, you can go ahead and anywhere you see the little holes like so, you can go ahead and give it a little bit of a spray. Just to make sure that everything is working properly. I think that it's pretty good. I'm not concerned with it. Now, if you were concerned, or if you did that and you filled part of this tube up with either gasoline or again a carb cleaner, and you lift the bowl, again, be gentle. You don't need to force it. And if you lift the bowl and you can see it spewing out of the stuff of this guy here, okay. And when you've stopped the flow of fuel, if it's still, you know that you have a problem and you need to remove this. I'm not seeing any indication that this one here is bad or is in rough shape, or any of these orifices are on the bad side. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. All right. Now we can move on to removing the top. Now, so with these guys, okay, one of the things is that you have a security type Torx bit. Just make note, this little clip here goes on the bottom. Okay, and the spring. Be careful with the diaphragm. Okay, so there's the needle. Okay, it's actually looking real good. The diaphragm looks really good as well. The inside, again, seems to, it looks pretty good as well. Okay, so here's another one. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we got one there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove this guy, and let's see, maybe. Now with that, you just want to inspect. You just want to inspect everything. Make sure that you've got no holes, no tears, that you're nothing out of the ordinary, or this looks pretty darn good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reassemble this. And it just slides back in very, very easily. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm looking for the, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a little hump which will correlate with the little hump on this guy. And you just match those up, pop the seal in just like so. Okay. Actually, that's pretty much it. We want to go ahead and repeat what I just did on all of the other ones. Okay, I won't bore you with that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get into the air fuel mixture. All right, so let's get at those. Let's get at these air fuel mixture screws. All right, so hopefully you guys can see. Okay, so we're gonna drill these out. You can do this right on the bike. It's not a problem. What I'm doing is I'm going to use a 7/64. You can use a 1/8. As long as you have a screw or something, and you're going to see the process here in a second. Let's see if I can get a better angle for you guys as I'm drilling this out. What it is I just went down to a much smaller bit just to make sure. Nope. And I just went through. Okay. I believe that is going to be too small of a hole. What I've got is just a regular old drywall screw, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to be, again, too small of a hole. Well, maybe not. There it is. And there's your air fuel mixture. Okay, so you would take your screwdriver, stick it in, and there it is, and you're going to go, however many turns out. So yeah, that, and again, there it is. So it's just a little plug. I barely went through with the screw. I'm going to go ahead and do this to the rest of them. And that's probably going to conclude this episode on the carburetors. We're still going to be I'm still waiting for the boots and so on and so forth. I'm going to go through and do some more work on the VMax, but we will catch you guys on the next episode. Don't forget to like, hit the subscribe button. It really helps, and we'll see you soon. Take care.